Secrets of the Pink Kush, History of Devil Worship by William H. Bradshaw, Dipl T, CPIM. Warning: this information may be offensive to many, especially if they belong to one of the religions mentioned in this document. I apologize for this offense, but this is the truth about these religions. If you cannot handle the truth, then I recommend that you do not listen and watch this video. This information is derived from my book, Secrets of the Pink Kush. Some knowledge revealed here may not be in the book exactly as detailed here, as this is more speculative, but the main premise is derived from the book. Please note that I am not an occultist or religious, but a scientist, and my objective is to remain unbiased and only present the facts that I discovered during my lengthy research project. Most of this video is fact, but some of what is contained here is speculation in an attempt to explain some of these ancient mysteries. The root of all evil. Many people say that money or the love of money is the root of all evil. If money or the love of money were truly the root of all evil, then what was evil before the invention of money? The answer is that money is not the root of all evil, but a mere tool that can be used as an evil force. Evil is derived from the word Eve, which is a Turkish word meaning woman. The D apostrophe is derived from the Latin meaning of. Together you get dev, D apostrophe EVE, or diva, or devi, and from this term we get devil, which is actually the highest form of a diva and is denoted by a capital letter. These terms all mean goddess in effect, but there is a higher level of goddess, as I mentioned, a female tetraploid human. She wants all humans to worship her as God and her alone. She is a jealous god and will allow no other gods before her. Does this sound familiar? It should, as it is almost verbatim from the Bible. This does not mean that all women are evil, but that the devil has actually imposed this evil upon all and hence given all women a bad reputation. Conversely, it does not mean that women do not possess the capacity for evil as do men as well, but the real evil is emanating from the hidden ones, the tetraploid humans called the serpent people, because they wish to control all of mankind and they employ deceit as a means to achieve their end goals of enslavement. This worship of the devil and her evil goals is the essence of evil, not women themselves, nor the men who also worship the devil. There is always the prospect that they could convert to an egalitarian system and move towards a peaceful existence without such evil. Satan versus Lucifer. These two characters are not the same and are actually just offices of administration for the tetraploid humans. Satan, the enforcer, the prosecutor, the adversary, is a male, while Lucifer, the enlightened one, enlightenment, compassion, light bearer, Venus, moon goddess, is female. When you worship the devil, you are worshiping Lucifer, a female tetraploid human, and not Satan, who is a male tetraploid human, and the leader of a patriarchal system and or the enforcer for other groups, as is merely a title or office, as is the role of Lucifer. Worship of either is actually pagan and involves the occult, which means hidden knowledge. They are both dangerous paths to follow because you are taking sides in an ancient philosophical gender-based war, not spiritual as some believe. There may be a spiritual aspect to this, but the scientific method cannot be applied beyond the natural world, so it shall remain unproven until such time that another higher echelon of scientific approach can be employed. Satan represents a patriarchy, and thus Muslims would be considered Satanists, as would Vikings, while Jews, Jains, Sikhs, Hindus, Buddhists, Venetians, and even Roman Catholics, as well as some others, are Luciferian, which is actually Luciferian matriarchal New World Order advocates. Many Hollywood stars, priests, preachers, and government officials are devil worshippers, and many unknowingly. Many people mistakenly call some nefarious New World Order activities as satanic, but this is technically wrong by using the term Satan, where the term Lucifer or Luciferian should be employed. Satan and Lucifer are total opposites, male and female. Lucifer is the morning star, and the morning star is Venus, and Venus has always been known as female. The biggest trick the devil ever played was not only convincing people that she doesn't exist, but blaming everything on Satan. The Statue of Liberty in New York Harbor depicts Columbia, who was Lucifer, the Queen of Heaven at one point in time. The Luciferians believe that a matriarchal system will bring peace, but it only seems to deliver war. Their system is based upon deceit and employs technology to go against nature, while Satan employs the might is right with a righteous, straightforward approach and are advocates for nature. Both systems have serious flaws for us humans, are derived from the occult, which means hidden knowledge. My book, Secrets of the Pink Kush, explains everything using science, genetics, and some occult knowledge. Lucifer was an archangel, Rephaim class giant, and or tetraploid human. and one of them was a fallen angel, but we do not know the real reason for her fall from grace. Lucifer was said to be the most beautiful of all the angels. Men are never called beautiful, only handsome at the most. Satan fell from grace by having sex with normal women, thus creating another smaller race of giants called Nephilim, which were triploid humans who are sterile. Lucifer was promised by God to have dominion over the earth and us humans. This appears to be the system that they wish to have in order to keep the peace and maintain control over mankind. That is a matriarchal system. There have been many Lucifers over the millennium. Evolution is a fact proven by Charles Darwin, and he was ridiculed for this as well in the very beginning. But creationism is also somewhat true, as Adam was first created by God, but in a breeding project, while Eve was the first woman created by God. There were already other women on earth, but they did not have the special genetics that the giants desired. They created Adam first, and perhaps then mated him with Lilith, but their desired genetic traits could not be passed down to subsequent generations. They needed to modify the mitochondrial DNA in order to pass on the desired gene to have a matriarchal gene, which was predisposed them to allow a matriarch or queen to rule over them. This gave rise to the creation of Eve. Eve was then used as a word for woman. Women used deceit in order to overcome the upper body strength of men. They needed to deceive men in order to control them. This gave rise to the Dev, meaning of woman. Devi or Diva is a female of beauty that can be worshipped as a goddess. The real goddess, of course, was Lucifer, a female tetraploid human who really controlled the normal diploid humans. Remember that East Indians are actually Persians, and the Indo-Europeans are actually Persians who bred with Celts and Saxons. The original Europeans have a patriarchal gene, which is not allowed under the secret Luciferian doctrine. This is the real reason why Luciferians want all Goyim to be eliminated from the earth. Kumari, goddess in Nepal. From Wikipedia, Kumari or Kumari Devi, or living goddess, Nepal, is a tradition of worshipping young prepubescent girls as manifestations of the divine female energy, or Devi, in Hindu religions traditions. The word Kumari is derived from the Sanskrit Kamara, meaning princess. Diva or vulva worship. Menorah is a candelabrum. This word, I believe, is a concatenation of the words candle and the name Abram or Abraham. It's quite obvious. Abraham was the first real Jew as he switched from Satan or Moloch to Lucifer, the goddess of the Jews. The menorah is a candelabrum. It is used during Hanukkah is actually a representation of a vulva with lights, and thus represents the worship of a vulva and or Lucifer due to these lights representing the enlightened one. The Latin word labia minora means inner part of the vulva. Latin is a Sephardic Jewish language, in the opinion of this author, as were the Romans. They were also Sephardic Jews. There's also part of the menorah which represents Shamash, who was the old sun god, a male deity who helped Gilgamesh and Enkidu defeat Humbaba in the Epic of Gilgamesh. Shamash was a sun god prior to the Jews changing from a patriarchal system to a matriarchal system when Abraham refused to sacrifice Isaac to Moloch, or Satan, and then converted to Lucifer. One can only assume that either they are forgetful and are confused about these ancient gods and goddesses, or they still understand that the sun god is still dominant even over Lucifer. There are 7 candles in the temple, and 7 represents God, not Lucifer, unless Lucifer assumes that position. Whether they have this understanding or this author may be confusing some of their religious practices is unknown. From Wikipedia, Hanukkah, menorah, a Chanukah, Hebrew. It's a 9-branch candelabrum lit during the 8-day holiday of Hanukkah, as opposed to the 7-branch menorah used in the ancient temple as a symbol. On each night of Hanukkah, a new branch is lit. The 9th holder, called the shamash, is a helper or servant, is a candle used to light all other candles and to be used as an extra light. To be kosher, the shamash must be offset by a higher or lower plane than the main 8 candles or oil lamps. But there are differing opinions as to whether or not all the lights must be arranged in a straight line, or if the Chanukah can be arranged in a curve. Symbol of Shamash. The menorah is among the most widely produced articles of Jewish ceremonial art. The 7-branch menorah is a traditional symbol of Judaism, along with the Star of David. Wikipedia. Devi is a Sanskrit word for goddess. The masculine form is Deva. Devi, the feminine form, and Deva, the masculine form, means heavenly, divine, anything of excellence. There are also gender-specific terms for deity in Hinduism. The concept and reverence for goddesses appear in the Vedas of Hinduism, composed in the 2nd millennium BCE. However, they do not play a central role in that era. Goddesses such as Saraswati and Usha have continued to be revered in the modern era. The medieval era Puranas witnessed a major expansion in mythology and literature associated with the Devi, which texts such as the Devi Mahatmya, wherein she manifests as the ultimate truth and awesome power, and she has inspired Shaktism tradition of Hinduism. The divine feminine has the strongest presence as Devi in Hinduism among major world religions, from the ancient times to present. The goddess is viewed as central in Shakti and Saiva Hindu traditions. Sikhs, Hindus, Jains, Jews are all originally Persian or Turk, while Jews are mainly Turk-Mongol, including Sephardic, Romans, Ashkenazi, Khazars, Eastern European, and Judeans, original Israelis. They are all worshippers of the illuminated one, Lucifer, also called the morning star, or Venus, which is originally from the cult of Demeter from Atlantis. They all celebrate the festival of lights and worship women, and some even worship prepubescent females. This is their Lucifer among us deployed humans, while the real devil, or Lucifer, is the Queen of Heaven, or the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is a life energy force and or the ability to give birth. From Wikipedia, Devi. Devi is a supreme being in the Shakti tradition of Hinduism, while in the Smara tradition she is one of the 5 primary forms of Brahman revered. In other Hindu traditions, Devi embodies the active energy and power of Deva, and they always appear together, complementing each other, such as Lakshmi with Vishnu in Vaishnavism and Parvati and Shiva in Shaivism. Diwali, or Dipl, the Festival of Lights, is an ancient Hindu festival celebrated in autumn in the northern hemisphere, or spring in the southern hemisphere every year. Arguably the most important festival in Hinduism, it is an official holiday in Fiji, Guyana, India, Malaysia, Mauritius, Nepal, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Suriname, Trinidad, and Tobago. The festival spiritually signifies the victory of light over darkness, knowledge over ignorance, good over evil, and hope over despair. Its celebration includes millions of lights shining on housetops, outside doors and windows, around temples and other buildings in the communities and countries where it is observed. The festival preparations and rituals typically extend over a 5-day period, but the main festival night of Diwali coincides with the darkest new moon night of the Hindu lunisolar month, Kartika. In the Gregorian calendar, Diwali night falls between mid-October and mid-November. Before Diwali night, people clean, renovate, and decorate their homes and offices. On Diwali night, Hindus dress up in new clothes on their best outfit, light up diyas, candles, lamps and candles, inside and outside their home, participate in family puja prayers, typically to Lakshmi, the goddess of fertility and prosperity. After puja, fireworks follow. Then a family feast included mitha, sweets, and exchange of gifts between family members and close friends. Deepavali also marks a major shopping period in nations where it is celebrated. Diwali is an important festival for Hindus. The name of festive days, as well as the rituals of Diwali, vary significantly among Hindus, based upon the region of India. In many parts of India, the festivities start with Dharntas in northern and western part of India, followed by Naraka Chaturadasi on second day, Deepavali on the third day, Diwali Padva dedicated to the wife-husband relationship on the fourth day, and festivities end with Bah Bij dedicated to the sister-brother bond on the fifth day. Dhanteras usually fall 18 days after Dasara. On the same night that Hindus celebrate Diwali, Jains celebrate a festival of lights to mark the attainment of moksha by Mahavira. Sikhs celebrate Bandi Chor Divas, and some newer Buddhists also celebrate Diwali, remembering Ashkoa's conversion to Buddhism. The Persian Queen matriarchal relationship. The history of chess and the power of the queen. The earliest predecessor of the game probably originated in India before the 6th century AD. A minority of historians believe the game originated in China. From India, the game spread to Persia. When the Arabs conquered Persia, chess was taken up by the Muslim world and subsequently spread to southern Europe. The queen is the most powerful piece on the board, being able to move in any direction with any number of positions, while the king can only move one position at a time. This is more evidence to show that the queen holds the power within their society, the Persian society. Hollywood and diva worship. Hollywood is run by the Judeans, and they impose their will of worshipping divas through their promotions of initially actors and later mainly actresses. The music industry is much the same thing, being controlled by the same people. Their objective is to convert all humans to diva, devi, devil worship under a matriarchal system using the Luciferian doctrine for all aspects of life on earth. The Hanya mask. The Hanya mask is a mask used in no Japanese theater, representing a jealous female demon or serpent. It possesses 2 sharp bull-like horns, metallic eyes, and a leering mouth. Japan was a patriarchal society prior to World War II. Their flag, the rising sun, is a symbol of worship to the sun god, always a male patriarch. Their system, being patriarchal like the Vikings and Germans prior to World War II, portrays the system quite openly, and the devil is not hidden away as it is in matriarchal societies. Only honor is permitted, and thus deceit is not permitted, as these two systems are mutually exclusive, at least for the most part. These gender-based systems are all very ancient and very pagan, as I've outlined here. Remember that the real God is nature itself, and that it is just the way it is. There is no other gender or singular form, as we are all part of this Godhead and entanglement. And the Big Bang and Big Collapse lend great credence to what I have stated here. Secrets of the Pink Kush reveals the science and facts behind these tetraploid humans and their system of administration over us diploid humans. They do not want their existence known, hence their name, the Hidden Ones, and the Serpent People. And they have help from some people among us. Find out whom, and more importantly, why. Read Secrets of the Pink Kush for more knowledge of the occult and many other topics that are related by a certain lily plant that can potentially cure cancer or kill animals or people or create polyploids such as tetraploid humans, or even create superior plants like the Pink Kush plant, which is also a tetraploid but a cannabis plant. The book also describes how to breed and grow superior plants, and cannabis in particular. There is knowledge in this book that is not found anywhere else in the world except amongst the tetraploid humans, and they are keeping it a secret. Thank you for your interest in this topic. Secrets of the Pink Kush by William H. Bradshaw, Dipl, CPIM. References are Wikipedia for Kamari, Menorah, Hanukkah, Devi, Diwali, Hanya.